Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you guys are doing fantastic out there. In this video today, I want to share with you a new motorcycle that I picked up that I've been wanting for a long time. I got some notes here on this clipboard of some specs that I want to read to you, talking a little bit about this bike. Now, I sold my 2022 Honda Monkey, which that bike was absolutely fantastic, and I picked up this 2024 Honda XR 150. Now, if you're not familiar with this bike, these are an enduro that comes in at an excellent price. So the MSRP on this bike is $3,099. So it's a fantastic price to step into a dual sport motorcycle. Now, they didn't release these motorcycles to the United States until 2023. And if I would have known that they were coming, I probably would have never even bought the Honda Monkey. Now, that's not a diss on the Honda Monkey, because the Honda Monkey was absolutely fantastic. It's a good motorcycle. But this one has a little bit more motor. So this one comes in at 149 cc's. And as you can see, it is an air-cooled engine. It does come with a 5-speed transmission. It has a 19-inch front tire and a 17-inch rear tire, which is smaller than your standard enduros. Most enduros have a 21-inch on the front and an 18 on the rear. So this one is a little smaller, but it is not any less capable. As you can see here on the front, you got disc brakes, and then on the back you got drum brakes. Now, the ground clearance of this bike is far superior to the Monkey. The Monkey only had 6.9 inches of ground clearance, and this XR 150 has 9.6 inches of ground clearance. So much better for off-road applications. Now, the fuel tank on this bike is 2.8 gallons. The bike weighs in at 282 pounds. The seat height is fantastic on this one, 32.8 inches, so it's very easy to step on this bike. Now, the advertised miles per gallon that you can get out of this bike is about 124 miles to the gallon. Now, just a second ago, I talked about the front disc. That is a 240 millimeter front disc. And then on the rear, there's a 110 millimeter drum brake. So this bike has older technology, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is technology that you would see off of a bike from like the 80s, but there's a reason that I'm so excited about that. This is a bike that's going to get you a lot of miles on a small amount of gas without breaking your pocketbook. Now, right there you can see that 22 millimeter carburetor. Right underneath this plastic shield there is a heater, so if it's cold temperatures you can definitely fire this thing up. Now, it does have a 3-position choke right here. You can see this lever is in the down position. The choke is off right there in the middle. That's once you get the bike started. And then all the way up is if you're trying to cold start this bike, you'll put it in that up position if you need to choke. Again, once the bike starts, you put it into that middle position. And then, of course, when you're ready to ride, you put it in that downward position. Now, as you can see, it does have a petcock, so you have on, off, and then reserve. So very, very nice. Now, the front suspension offers 7.1 inches of travel, which is fantastic. And the rear suspension offers 5.9 inches of travel. The coolest thing I think about this bike that drew me to it is the amount of miles that you can drive this bike on a single tank of gas. So with that 2.8 gallon tank at 124 miles a gallon, you can go approximately 346 miles on this bike until you need to refill. Now I love the fact that this bike comes with a rear rack from the factory. There's 3 tie-out points right here, right here, right here. So if you want to put your bag on there and strap it down, you have lots of points where you can strap that down. This bike has a very simple display. So you have analog measurements, you do have a trip meter, you have your odometer, you have your blinker light, your high beam light, and then your neutral light. And that's about it. There's no fuel gauge or anything like that on this bike. It's an analog display, but no problem there. So on the right, you got your throttle, you got your kill switch, and you have your electric start button. And then on the left, you have high beams, low beams, left and right turn signals, as well as your horn. And it's extremely easy to start this bike. Now, this bike does not have an oil filter, nor does it have a kickstarter. So it's very simple on maintenance. You just have a dipstick that you can pull out and check your oil level. So very simple. Basically, you drain the oil from the bottom, and then you put another quart of oil in there and you're set. You're good to go. Starting this bike is extremely simple. Turn the key on, you can see that the neutral light is on, and then you just push for the electric start and it fires right up. It's not cold outside right now. There's what it sounds like coming out of the exhaust. That's what it looks like. That is the Honda XR 150. This top speed on a bike like this, with me weighing about 200 pounds, I can go about 65 miles an hour when I'm wrung out on this bike, which is faster than what I was able to do on the Honda Monkey. Not by much, but by a little bit. There is a toolkit right here. You can take the key, put the key in there, and you can get to the toolkit, so you can put your registration, insurance, and stuff like that in there. There are some basic tools in there. And then you do have a helmet lock right here if you want to put your helmet there. The battery is on this side of the bike. So if you need to access the battery to charge it or anything like that, you can take off this little bolt right here, and then this plastic comes off and the battery sits right there. And as you can see, it does have rear pegs. So in the event that you had to haul somebody, which I would not recommend with this bike, but if you had to, it's equipped to do that. So it's a very basic bike, and I think it's going to serve me well. If you ever have like a apocalypse type situation, maybe there's an EMP, a bike like this that's carbureted is going to be running where the other bikes probably wouldn't. So hopefully you enjoy. This is a beautiful bike. I like that you can lock the gas can here, 2.8 gallons. I mean, it's just well thought out. It's a very basic, simple, easy to ride bike. And the mirror is cracked here. It got laid over once, and that's what hit the ground. But very, very nice little bike.